And apart from this, the blockbuster fixture of Liverpool versus City is something which we all football fans will be looking keenly at, but not from the FPL aspect, but from the footballing aspect. Now, if Gabriel is deemed fit, then I'll look to bring in someone like João Pedro. But I believe that Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, and Matheus Cunha has a higher upside and higher haul potential than João Pedro in this one. Hey guys, welcome back to another video from the Football Herd. Hope you're doing wonderfully well. So this is a Game Week 13 team selection video in which I'll be talking about the best fixtures to target. Then I'll be talking about my transfer possibilities that I have for Game Week 13. Then the team selection for Game Week 13. And last but not the least, the best captaincy metrics in which I'll be comparing 3 players and which is up in the air because it's not Mohamed Salah or Erling Haaland in the top 3. And if you do like this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me. I'm looking to hit 300 subscribers before the deadline of Game Week 13. So without delaying any further, let's get started. Game Week 13 has a lot of brilliant fixtures and I have selected 4 among them whom I would like to target and talk about. The first one being the Brighton versus Southampton game. Now Southampton have the highest expected goals conceded of 25.56 and Brighton have also conceded 18.69, but they are in a better position than Southampton, and since it's a home game for Brighton, I believe that it should be a very juicy fixture for João Pedro, then Welbeck, then Van Eke and also Estupiñán. And coming to the next fixtures, the second one is the Brentford versus Leicester one, in which I would have been very bullish on the Brentford assets, but just because Ruud van Nistelrooy is appointed as the new Leicester manager, there might be a manager bounce, and which makes it pretty enticing. So I believe that this will also be a very tight game, but Brentford should win it, and both teams will attack, and it should be a high-scoring one. Now coming to the next fixture that I like to target is between West Ham and Arsenal. Now it should be a very easy game for Arsenal in my opinion, even though it is an away fixture and we have seen that West Ham put on a very good show because it's a rival London club. But having said that, assets like Bukayo Saka, then Saliba should be very lucrative in my opinion. Now followed by the West Ham versus Arsenal game, it's the United versus Everton fixture, and I believe that since Everton have conceded nearly around 17 expected goals conceded, and United are looking better under Amorim. Not that much penetrative, but I believe that have been leaking goals, not of late, but it has been a consistent trend throughout the 12 game weeks. So this game week is also pretty interesting in my opinion. And apart from this, the blockbuster fixture of Liverpool versus City is something which we all football fans will be looking keenly at, but not from the FPL aspect, but from the footballing aspect. So I am bullish on these 4 fixtures that I just spoke about: the Brighton versus Southampton game, the Brentford versus Leicester game, the West Ham versus Arsenal fixture, and the United versus Everton one. For Game Week 13, I have 3 possibilities. The first option is Gabriel to Timber. Option 2 is Strand Larsen to João Pedro. Option 3 is Gabriel to Timber and Stewart to João Pedro. Now I'll opt for option 1 if I have confirmed news that Gabriel is unable to start Game Week 13 due to his knock. Then I'll move to Jurrien Timber. Now if Gabriel is deemed fit, then I'll look to bring in someone like João Pedro ahead of the wonderful game against Southampton. And option 3 will be opted for when I find that Gabriel is not fit and I am willing to take a -4 hit and play a 3-4-3. I haven't made any transfers yet, but I'm waiting for more injury news and leaks before making my final transfers. Make sure you follow me in my Twitter, where I will be posting my updated team before the deadline. This is how the team is shaping up for Game Week 13. In goal, I have Flecken, who gave me 9 points in the last game week. That was his first clean sheet, and as you know, and you can see in this graphic, that his saves per game is pretty high, and he faces a Leicester against home, and Leicester have a new manager, as I was speaking about, and the new manager bounce could be a thing. But Leicester have already conceded 22.74 expected goals conceded and are ranked 18th and have kept only 1 clean sheet. On the contrary, they are also ranked 19th when we take into consideration the shots. So that reduces the appeal of Plekken and his save points, because they are not that potent in pulling a lot of shots on target. But Plekken's 38 points tally and the 9-pointer in the last game week is quite decent in my opinion, and that gives me a ray of hope. Now in my defenders, I have a back three of Guardiol, Aitnouri and Gabriel. Now Guardiol has already scored 3 goals from his 18 shots and created one big chance. But of late, City are not playing lucrative football, and they are facing one defeat after another. And Guardiol is someone who, even though he has contributed to 50 points, but he is unable to make it big in the last few game weeks. And they face a Liverpool side who have an expected goals conceded of 10.62, which is brilliant, and they are ranked 1, and they have already kept 6 clean sheets. So I believe that it will be a difficult away fixture for Guardiol. Now coming to my next defender, that's Aitnouri. Now Aitnouri has already scored 3 goals from 13 shots. Now they face a Bournemouth home game, and Aitnouri has already got an XGI of 1.9 with 38 points haul in the first 12 game weeks. Now when we talk about Bournemouth have conceded 15.23 XGC and are ranked 8th, and they have only kept 1 clean sheet. So it should be a quite open game in my opinion, with Wolves being adventurous, and I can hope that Aitnouri is on the end of a lot of wonderful attacking movements. And coming to my third defender, that's Gabriel, who is flagged as of now. But Gabriel has already scored 51 points in this season, and he has an XGI of nearly 2 and already created one big chance. And they face West Ham, who have an XGC of 19.64 and are ranked 15th and have only kept 3 clean sheets. So this London clash should be also a very good game, and I'll be waiting for some news on Gabriel before I transfer him out. Now in my midfield, the first player that I have is Emil Smith Rowe. Now Smith Rowe has already contributed to 3 goals from his 18 shots and created one big chance with an XGI of 3.3, and his expected points was around 45, and he surpassed and scored 55. So he's a very decent asset in my opinion. And they face Spurs, who have conceded 15.15 XGC and are ranked 6th and have only kept 3 clean sheets. So that makes Smith Rowe also a very decent opinion option in this game week. Now coming to the next midfielder, that's none other than the Egyptian king Mohamed Salah. Now Salah has a difficult game against Man City. Now it's very difficult to call this game difficult, because City have been shambolic recently, and Mohamed Salah is in scintillating form. He's already scored 120 points and surpassed his 82 points expected points, which the hub algorithm predicted. He has already got an expected goals involvement of 10.5, which is massive in my opinion. And on the contrary, City are ranked 10th when we take the XGC into consideration. It's 15.52, and they have only kept a couple of clean sheets this time around, Manchester City. So we can definitely expect Liverpool to score a lot of goals, since this is also their home game against defending champions. Now followed by Mohamed Salah, I have Morgan Rogers. Now, Rogers has contributed to 3 goals from his 21 shots. Now he could have contributed a lot more, but these 3 goals are the only things that he can show as of now. And he has already created 5 big chances with an XGI of 4.3. And he is not overperforming. He is a consistent performer with 47 points. He was expected to score 46. And Villa have a Chelsea fixture, and Chelsea have conceded 15.2 XGC and ranked 7th, and they have only kept 2 clean sheets. Next player is Bryan Mbeumo. Now Mbeumo has already scored 8 goals from 82 shots and created 5 big chances with an XGI of 6.7, which is pretty decent in my opinion, and he has already scored nearly 80 points. And they face a Leicester side who have a new manager appointed in Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Leicester have conceded 22.7 for XGC and ranked 18th. So they are leaky at the back, and I believe that this new manager bounce could be a good thing, because Brentford are flourishing when they are counter-attacking, and Leicester are not that much potent in attacks as of now. As we've seen that they are only taken 81 shots, and they are not scoring goals at will. But if they attack, and under this new manager, I believe that Brentford will get better opportunities and it should be a better game week for Mbeumo. Now coming to the next player, that is Cole Palmer. Now Cole Palmer is someone who is facing Aston Villa, and he is someone that is priced at 10.9 million, and a lot of people are moving out of patience for Cole Palmer because he's not been that consistent of late. But we all know what a lethal player Cole Palmer can be, and we can all hope that the high line of Aston Villa is something that will help him thread some wonderful through balls and make him haul for game week 13. Now coming to the forwards, I have a forward two of Strand Larsen and Erling Haaland. Now Erling Haaland has already scored 12 goals from 62 shots and with an XGI of 12.5. Now he has missed innumerable number of chances in the last 4-5 game weeks, which is making his ownership fall a lot. And having said that, I am someone who is keeping hold of Erling Haaland because I know that once he starts scoring, he will be very lethal and you cannot write off the robot as of now, in my opinion. But coming to the next player, that's Strand Larsen. Now, Strand Larsen faces a Bournemouth home game, which should be a very decent fixture in my opinion. Now, he is not someone of the stature of Matheus Cunha, but he has already contributed to 4 goals from 16 shots with an XGI of 3, and his points tally stands at 50. Now it's a very decent performance from a mid-priced striker of 5.5 million, and Bournemouth have already conceded 15.23 XGC, so this should be a pretty decent game week in my opinion. Now in my bench, I have Howard Bailey, Stewart and Nedeljkovic, who have Brighton and Chelsea respectively, and Valdimarsson as my goalkeeper. Now that completes the team for game week 13. Captaincy Metrics for game week 13 comprise of 3-man shortlist. The first one being Cole Palmer, the second is Bukayo Saka, and the third is Matheus Cunha. Now it's very surprising to see that someone like Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland are not in this top 3 because they face each other, and I believe that Salah can be considered but not Haaland. And apart from this 3-man shortlist also, there are also a couple of competitors, I would say. The first is João Pedro and the second is Bryan Mbeumo. Now I have not gone for those two and opted for these 3. I'll explain why. The first is that Bryan Mbeumo is facing Leicester. Now that's a very easy game, but the new manager bounce could be an issue. The second is João Pedro. Now João Pedro is facing a Southampton side, and Southampton will play compact and will not be that much progressive in my opinion, and will play the low block. Now I'm not that much certain as to how much contributing will João Pedro be in that Southampton low block. He can score a 10-pointer for sure, that's there. But I believe that Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka and Matheus Cunha has a higher upside and a higher haul potential than João Pedro in this one. Now among these 3, as you can see in the statistics that I have showcased, in the big chances created, the expected assists, expected goals, then the expected points, and also the points that they have scored till now, and also the expected goals conceded of the opponents that they have. Now it's pretty easy to understand that Matheus Cunha faces the Bournemouth side, which is not the easiest, followed by Cole Palmer and followed by Bukayo Saka. Now Bukayo Saka faces the easiest side in my opinion in the form of West Ham, but that is an away fixture. That is also some food for thought. And having said that, I believe that in my opinion Cole Palmer is the best captaincy pick for this game week because of the kind of football that Aston Villa play, right? They play in the high line, and it's very easy to penetrate a high line if you have some pacey wingers, and they have wingers like Pedro Neto and Madueke. And I believe that Nicholas Jackson is also playing very good football, and he's capable enough to beat the offside trap. And if that is the case, I believe that Cole Palmer will be very fundamental and pivotal in those through balls, and also he is on set pieces and on pens. So Cole Palmer is my best captaincy choice, followed by Matheus Cunha, then Bukayo Saka. I have also made a detailed watchlist and wildcard video for Game Week 13. If you haven't watched it, You can watch it above. Now this is all about my Game Week 13 team selection and Captaincy Metrics video. If you have liked this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me. So all the best for Game Week 13, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.